Today we are going to talk about the self-appointed gatekeepers of the opposition. Yes, you know these individuals. They are featured. I think they have featured the most in any of the videos that I have created on this platform. Welcome to the Uganda Awakening. This is Omofirika Andrew. I am grateful for all of you that are subscribing to this channel. We are literally growing. And last week, I got my first video that broke the 1,000 viewership mark. Yes, a 2,000 viewership video and still counting. So I cannot tell you how excited I am. It is very, very exciting. But if you look at the subscribers, you will quickly notice that this is not desirable in so many ways. The subscribership also needs to increase. It is increasing, and that is not to say that I take that for granted. We're almost 200 subscribers, but believe it or not, it will be very, very, very important that this community grows, that while you're watching, remember to click on the subscribe button and let this community grow. We need this message to continue to go out to so many people. And I also want to collaborate with the many people that are in this space, the right people in this space, the voices of the reason. And yeah, it really counts for something to grow this community so that we share our communities in a way that will make it very easy for Ugandans to continue to wake up and to take ownership of what is very, very fundamental for the future of our country. Yes, I am talking about the gatekeepers. You know, the usual suspects. I don't know who assigned these individuals to be the gatekeepers of the opposition. I don't even remember. I know there's always been bickering within the opposition. Yes, we have seen the disintegration of so many once celebrated political parties, historical parties at that, like the DP, torn apart. Yes, torn apart. But the recent news about the the mushrooming political parties is a recurring theme that has taken center stage in so many ways. And the reason why I'm talking about these mushrooming parties and why it is a recurring theme whenever we are gearing up for an election, a major election, the presidential and parliamentary elections like we are in 2026. The consistent strategy of Yoweri Kaguta Museveni is to back so many of these entities, the political parties like the Peasant Party, now the Common Man Party by Mubarak Munyagua. And Mubarak Munyagua is specifically in the spotlight because he makes up the numbers of individuals that have assigned themselves to be the gatekeepers of the opposition. They have found offense in the National Unity Platform, specifically Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu, and they feel so offended that this man is in such a position that he is in right now as the president of the National Unity Platform, the party that has the second biggest number in parliament, a new party. It almost feels like for them, it is not enough that they have been in positions as ones that were once trusted to be in the opposition. I think they find so much offense in the fact that an outsider, a musician at that, his background irritates them. It ruffles their feathers to the very limit. And he's young too. So they are older than him. They have been in politics longer than him. So they think that, where does he find this audacity? How comes that all these unorthodox strategies that he is utilizing to gain popularity and build momentum when it comes to applying pressure against Yoweri Kaguta Museveni, how comes that it is now taking casualties we thought that according to the status quo, we retain the right of being the only people that should speak on the affairs of our country. This man comes, who does he think he is? He comes in, he now has the biggest headquarters, even bigger than the NRM headquarters. He sets up a school of leadership. He is out there whistleblowing, exposing one of our comrades, Mathias Mpuuga. Who does he think he is? I can sense where this jealousy brews from. And for the case of Munyagua, it is so comical that before he launched his Common Man Party, in which he is the president, everyone suspected that maybe Munyagua is leading towards PFF because, of course, he was a member of the FDC and the breakaway faction of the FDC is PFF. So everybody seemed to think that the only outcome of this is for him to join the PFF. No. Before he launched his party, he was checked on a public platform, on a television panel in which another panelist decided to analyze the phenomenon of mushrooming political parties and how they are part of the Museveni strategy to undermine or to slow down the momentum of the National Unity Platform whenever there is an election. His closest challenger has to be slowed down. And part of the strategy is to create all these non-entities that many people are cashing out. Of course, Mathias Mpuuga also launched his ADF party. Like, really, we are talking about now the Common Man's Party. Munyagua was so pissed. If you don't laugh, like one person in the comment section in one of the videos that I posted, he said that in Uganda, if you don't laugh, if you don't cry, you just laugh. If you don't, there is literally, this is actually sad. We in a situation whereby when you see me laughing, don't think it is because I am so joyful about what is happening, to be honest. It is not that. It is laughable that for over 40 years, Museveni, the thief he is, he consistently utilizes a strategy of an ordinary thief that is being pursued by a mob. You know, the strategy of anyone that is trying to elude mob justice is to throw barriers along the way so that it would slow down the mob that is pursuing him. Or he could also throw away part of the loot so that, of course, the people that are pursuing this thief will be preoccupied with whatever he is throwing in terms of valuables, to the point that they could even fight amongst each other, forgetting the mission at hand, and while he gears up towards an election. So it is not as easy as just rigging elections. You have to make sure that you continuously sabotage your opponent to the point that they are worn out when it comes to protecting the vote, when it comes to making sure that there is enough capacity building so that the election is flawless and that there is accountability for every vote that is cast on the day. So with all these distractions, Museveni has consistently utilized this. Now you're seeing even gangs are showing up, and every time we are in an election cycle, it gets really worse. So the energy these self-appointed gatekeepers of the opposition in undermining Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu is simply because he has not only exposed that word labisa, by the way, some of the most revolutionary and unorthodox words. I remember when he released that song Labisa, people of course were saying that one is just a singer, but that word Labisa, this man Robert Kyagulanyi Ssentamu has literally removed the curtain off so many people's eyes, because Labisa, which anybody out there, I think that the translation is expose. He has exposed the opposition in so many ways. Just by setting up the party headquarters and investing in the school of leadership to groom next generation leaders, empowering young people to the point that even those that dwell in the ghettos have found such a reassurance in themselves, a confidence to speak on matters of national importance, leave alone attending the school of leadership, but utilizing social media and speaking so eloquently with the assuredness of anybody you would have imagined to have grown up in a family that has access to all this information that challenges the status quo. People are confidently communicating on issues regarding their country. This man has brought forth this sort of awakening, and you can't underestimate it. So with this popularity, no matter how much they have tried to undermine, no matter how much they have tried to blow his candle in hope that theirs would become brighter, the likes of Muhammad Nsereko especially, you would think that Kyagulanyi Ssentamu is the president of Uganda, because if you are claiming to be opposition, then stand for president. I can assure you, none of them can even get 100,000 votes, maybe even 10,000 votes if they stand for president. And this man, an outsider, had the audacity. It feels like an audacity for him to come from wherever he came from and decide, you know what, I am going to challenge Museveni. And in so doing, even if my party is new, we are going to have as many seats in parliament. Imagine the energy they spend on challenging NUP. Imagine they spent it on challenging Museveni, which obviously reveals to you that they will higher a monkey climbs, the more it reveals its nakedness. And they are hell-bent at doing this. I mean, look at Munyagua, Common Man's Party. Someone replied in those comments when they posted this viral picture of Munyagua eating rice off a tablecloth. At first, I thought it was AI. And this man was eating rice off a tablecloth. Lusania is that we are an inclusive party. This table is filled up of men without any diversity. You'll only see men in this picture. Some of them are deserters of the National Unity Platform. One individual, in fact, he even dressed in the combat of the foot soldiers when he was getting married. But because he did not get the sort of support, I guess, for his wedding as he had imagined in his head, so he deserted the party. I am trying to remember this individual's name, but believe it or not, we need an awakening. And I am glad people are seeing through the lies of these gatekeepers, the self-proclaimed gatekeepers of the opposition. I am glad people are taking matters into their own hands. And they are stating facts because they have seen it. They have witnessed the Norbert Maus of this world who once described any deserter to the NRM is literally a wheelbarrow waiting to be used, only for him to assume that position of becoming a wheelbarrow himself. Now he's trying to legislate laws that can only play into the hands of Yoweri Kaguta Museveni. The irony, the absolute irony in this. Anyway, I've got to wind up this video. This is the Uganda Awakening. Please remember to like, share, and subscribe. Thank you so much for taking time to watch my videos. If you've enjoyed this video, I'm sure you will enjoy this one too. Cheers, guys. Bye.